From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, March 4th, 2017. Silver is trading at $17.97 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,235 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 1.7 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $1,257. Antiwar.com reports over 20 U.S. airstrikes hit Yemen on Thursday, and it apparently was not a one-off flurry of attacks, as officials in Yemen say that several additional strikes were carried out on Friday, and they believe it is part of a sustained operation. Yemeni officials conceded that they aren't really sure what the objective of the U.S. airstrikes are, though some U.S. officials made vague references to threats of al-Qaeda launch attacks abroad from central Yemen. The Yemeni officials did say they believe the U.S. strikes are open-ended. Pentagon officials aren't offering much detail publicly, saying that there were about 30 strikes overall in the last 48 hours and denying reports of any ground raids being carried out in that period. How many more airstrikes are to be carried out remains totally uncertain. Exactly what the U.S. is hitting in the strikes isn't totally clear either, with strikes mostly hitting remote mountain areas, which some Yemeni officials suggested were al-Qaeda camps and weapon depots. Strikes on Friday also hit some towns which were known to have al-Qaeda figures living in them, though it's unclear if anyone was hit. You can support FPP Radio by joining the Fans program. Fans are friends, allies, and numerous supporters. Fans help FPP afford to produce more original content. You can join the Fans program for as little as $1 per month through Patreon and get perks like ad-free versions of FPP Radio News and Peace, Love, Liberty Radio. To learn more or to join the Fans program, visit fans.fppradio.com. That's fans.fppradio.com. UPI reports for more than a decade the state of Arkansas did not put to death a single condemned inmate. Next month, it will execute 8. This week, Governor Asa Hutchinson moved to reactivate the state's death chamber after a request by Arkansas Attorney General Leslie Rutledge to go ahead with the sentences. No inmate in the state of Arkansas has been put to death since convicted killer Eric Randall Nance died by lethal injection more than 11 years ago. Following his execution, the state's death chamber remained dormant amid legal and operational challenges. The effective deactivation of capital punishment in Arkansas represented an abrupt halt in the state's practice and followed a period in which more than 30 inmates were executed between 1990 and Nance's death in November 2005. Aside from legal maneuvers that argued capital punishment is unconstitutional, the state's Department of Correction also had difficulties obtaining the necessary drugs to carry out executions, an obstacle several states have encountered in recent years. Hutchinson's reasoning for ordering the executions on all 8 death row inmates before May appears to stem from the fact that the state's supply of midazolam, one of the 3 drugs used in the lethal mixture, expires at the end of April. The drug has received intense scrutiny over claims that it is often ineffective and has directly contributed to multiple cruelly botched executions. Most compound pharmacies that in the past sold midazolam to states for executions have stopped making it available on ethical grounds, leaving most prison departments without a source for the powerful sedative. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports parents who immigrated illegally to the United States and now face deportation under the Trump administration are inundating immigration advocates with requests for help in securing care for their children in the event that they are expelled from the country. The Coalition for Humane Immigrants' Rights of Los Angeles advocacy group has been receiving about 10 requests per day from parents who want to put in place temporary guardianship for their children, according to spokesman Jorge Mario Cabrera. Last year, the group said it received about 2 requests a month for guardianship letters and notarization services. At the request of a nonprofit organization, the National Lawyers Guild in Washington, D.C. put out a call this week for volunteer attorneys to help immigrants fill out forms granting friends or relatives the right to make legal and financial decisions in their absence. In New Jersey, immigration attorney Helen Ramirez said she's getting about 6 phone calls a day from parents. Last year, she said she had no such phone calls. President Donald Trump's administration has issued directives to agents to more aggressively enforce immigration laws, and more immigrants are coming under scrutiny by authorities. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.